perspective with how do we see the future, as you spoke about, and what needs to be done, both from an institute's perspective, such as yours, which is a wonderfully strong brand, not just in India today, but I think growing repute across the world with the IIHM banner, and of course for the students as well. And in fact, I must talk about some of the positive that's happening in the world, and what's happening with Marriott. To give you a perspective, just Marriott in South Asia, which is where we operate out of, over the next few months, we are opening almost more than half a dozen hotels. And those are brand new hotels that we are opening. And we will be needing associates to run those hotels. We will be needing team members, leaders, team leaders, managers, to be able to manage the entire environment, to build those hotels to fructification, and then eventually to open for our guests. So I do believe that the world in principle will continue to grow. If you look at the indices today, one of the easy indices to look at, in the world is to look at what we call the stock exchange or the securities market. And if you look at the last week per se, I think we are back to where we were in end of Feb or so. In terms of the Sensex, today it's back in the high 30,000s, and hovering in that range. I do believe that the new world order will possibly be stronger in their approach of how they want to take on businesses forward, and resilience. The fact that those who have knowledge, the fact that they have actually adapted to the change and been able to be ahead of the curve in knowing what needs to be done, are the people that will be most desired in not just this industry, but I guess in any sphere of life. To be able to possibly sharpen your skills in any particular area which is not that sharp or is already a strength, whichever of the two that you take, and make them sharper. And in that sense, that is going to help an individual to be able to be that much more desired to be recruited tomorrow. Skills is one particular aspect of an individual. Knowledge is a particular aspect. We call this ASK, right? Ask, attitude, skills, and that knowledge. And we look at all three in a very big way, and we always say we hire for attitudes, and those are things which you will hear very commonly. But I think one of the things that I believe is it's not just that. It's a personality on the whole. Hospitality is a people's business. It's a business where you have to interact with customers, with guests, with peers, colleagues, associates, team members of your own. So almost everything that we do has a human contact. This initiative, and I personally believe you are an epitome of courage in taking such steps, and the name Sahas defines that courage that you've taken in being able to put this together. So it's a brilliant initiative. I do believe that the future, as we know, is changing so fast, and entrepreneurship or the whole new order of being able to have startups and new ideas and generating possibly new thought processes in how we do our business is something that gets generated out of different minds. I guess if all of us were to think in one line, we are only going to come up with the same result. And I do encourage the students to make the most of such an opportunity. I think it's very unique. It doesn't exist in any other platform that I have at least known of. And it should encourage new invention, new knowledge creation, and possibly some sort of success in the days ahead for the industry on the whole. But the hotelier of tomorrow, today, or day after is going to have to know his basics. He's got to have to know, how to treat a guest. He's got to have to know what to say, when to say. He's got to have to know how to cook, or if he's a chef, cook it well, be able to create dishes or ingredients being put together in a manner that they make magic. If it's a bartender, he needs to be able to mix drinks, cocktails, have the knowledge of grapes and varietals and wines and how beer is produced or gin is done. And all of that is a core hospitality knowledge that one needs to have. So you can't substitute that for digital or social marketing, whatever you want to call it. All of that is going to add to your strength.
IIHM International Institute of Hotel Management.